The College Basketball Experience pregame show for Wednesday night, December the 4th edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with our promo code TCESGPN to get your 50% off deposit up to $1,000. That is the Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is a new sportsbook available in 45 states. Download the Rebet app in your app store. Use the promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. That is Rebet promo code SGPN. Last but not least, we're brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college hoops, college football, and NFL with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Welcome, everybody, into the College Basketball Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, Wednesday night, December the 4th. And, boy, we got a loaded one here tonight. Last night was loaded. Had a good night. Actually broke even, but I hit 3-0 on my best bets, so ended up in the green. But this night is going to be absolutely on fire. Got games tipping off here right now. Hava taking on Holy Cross. And then, of course, we do have competition for the first time this year. We do have an FS1 pregame show for the UConn Baylor game. So that game will be tipping off here in 28 minutes, but you don't need to watch that corporate pregame show. We got you covered here leading up to tip if you are a Baylor or UConn fan. But first off, introductions. I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. Also, hello.
Doubling up.
Something's going on with the soundboard, also known as Mac tonight. There we go. I got it fixed. Malfunction here on a Wednesday night. I'm Moneyline Mac. A.k.a. the former video coordinator. Mac tonight is alive and well. Technology challenge. What else do you expect here over at the College Experience? And joining me from the Big 12 Experience, you guys check out the Big 12 Big East Challenge preview that we released yesterday.
You don't have to pay attention to yesterday's picks for me, though.
Hey, I went 2-0, baby. Shout out to the Wildcats of Villanova and the Friars of Providence. But this guy, he's the Big 12 guru because he's got family spread all the way out. He is a green mowing weed grower, Troy Chudy. Troy, what's up, bro?
Well, not mowing many greens right now. It's cold as fuck. As soon as this is over with, I'm about to make the biggest pot of leftover smoked turkey soup ever. Shit's terrible. Dude, if you can't sit inside and watch college basketball, you're a fucking loser.
Dude, I'll co-sign that because I went outside for like my walk today and it was fucking cold. That wind was blowing like crazy. And I'm sure it is up there with Mike. He's in a great Midwest, baby. He is from the Pump Fake Pod. He is Michael Huffer, a.k.a. Michael_Huffer3. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how's it going? Pleasure to be here always, and pleasure to be with Troy. First time rocking together. So, let's burn one and get out some picks. Wasn't the best day for me yesterday, so I'm bouncing back.
Yeah, yesterday was an interesting day. A lot of games up and down, but let's get into it. Like I said, we got 0-0 Harvard, Boston.
We got some early ones we got to cover.
Yeah, we got to get right into it. You're absolutely right because, well, not even UConn, Baylor's first. First up on the slate, we got a Big Ten game over there on that filthy Big Ten network. Ohio State, Maryland. This game is up to 5.5, I think. A lot of action here on Maryland. I think we picked this, at 3.5 last night. I'm still on the Terps. I like him at home in this spot. Ohio State off that tough overtime loss at home. I just think that I'm liking the way this Maryland group is coming together under Kevin Willard in year number 3. The size in the front court, and I think the guards are much improved from previous years. So, yeah, I'll lay it with Maryland. I'll take a home team to finally get across the finish line in the Big Ten. Mike, it should be noted you are a Big Ten guy. Big Ten road teams 3-0 ATS last night.
Yep. I will battle you here and take Ohio State off the bounce back. I know Maryland. They played tough against Marquette. They probably should have won that game in hindsight, but they kind of blew it towards the latter half of the game. But I just think Ohio State probably doesn't win this game, but I think they can cover the number. Just worried about the foul game late. And I think Diebler gets up after a tough overtime game and lost to Pitt.
Are we sure that Maryland's not fool's gold? I mean, their best win is a Villanova team that if they were to play right now, I don't know if they would beat them, right? Like if they were to replay at this moment, it could be a significantly different outcome. I'm worried. What did you say it is now? 5.5?
5.5, which means I'm fucked because I have 3.5 laying the points with Maryland. So I'm screwed on my bet. I have CLV in my favor.
I feel like the 5.5 you might be okay, or the 3.5 you might be okay. The 5.5 is kind of scary. I think I'm going to take the points. Not really, super direct on this one, but I just want to see Maryland. I mean, I want to see it from Maryland first before I start continually laying it with them. I wouldn't be surprised this one goes either way, though. So not a bunch of conviction, but I'll take the points with the Bucks.
Okay. Let's go over
after an 0-2 lock battle against Mac yesterday. I'm looking to turn the tables.
Sway it. Let's go. Next up, let's go over to your Baylor Bears, Troy. They're taking on UConn. The defending national champs, just ask them. They will remind you they've won 2 national championships in a row. We didn't know that. Baylor is getting 3.5. It's bounced around. I know it got up to, I think, 4.5, but then Caravan ruled out. I'm not blindly just backing Hurley because everybody keeps spinning this narrative that he's going to yell at him and everything's going to be fixed. Like they lost a shitload of really good players and pros. And I'm just going to keep fading UConn. I think they're way overvalued. I think Baylor significantly better roster here, especially without Caravan. UConn needs the game, but I think Baylor kind of needs the game too. They've dropped 2 already as well. Give me Baylor outright.
Yeah, I liked the 4.5 when we did the Big 12 show yesterday. I still like taking the 3.5 with Baylor here. Again, I think UConn's best chance was Caravan because we were talking about, Caravan and Solo Ball are kind of the only guys that they've really been able to lean on. And if there's anything that's Baylor's weakness, it would be down low compared to their guards, and you would want to take advantage of Caravan. Now you don't have that. And you've got the idea of Norchad Ormier got thumped by him in the Final Four on that Miami team.
True.
And now he's got probably a better surrounding cast. And I like the Baylor guards. I know you do. I'm going to take the points here, but I think there's a chance that Baylor wins this on the money line. I'm gonna play the Baylor money line, but you guys got to know that I'm a Baylor fan, so take it with the grain of bias. But sick them here. I think they can get this done. Both of them need it. Both of them definitely need it. And like we said, Danny Hurley's a better coach than Scott Drew, but I don't know if he's that much better to make up, especially with no Caravan.
Where you go, Mike?
I swear I'm not just battling you guys to battle. I took UConn at 2.5 this morning. I just think it's a buy low spot here. I know that they looked awful in the Maui. You can't beat Dayton. You can't beat, Colorado and these teams that you're supposed to beat. But coming back from the home crowd, I'll buy into that Hurley crap. And if I lose, I'm happy with it because we get to see the grandstander upset and start pouting. So it's a win-win. Just a little half unit play on Connecticut and the home crowd. I like the 2.5. Definitely would not take 4 without Caravan. I'm nervous for shot creation. I think UConn's defense has to step up here, but I don't know if I trust Baylor's defense on the road here yet. But this is going to be a great game. I think you can go either way 100%. I saw Chris Brady like the over, and I tend to agree with that. I think that's going to sneak by. You might be worried a little bit, but I could easily see this ending at a 74-70 or 76-74, and you're good.
All right, a couple battles, couple diversity picks. I'll tell you where else a place that's got some diversity. That's Underdog Fantasy, baby, because you can diversify that portfolio with different entries. Underdog Fantasy promo code right above Mike's head. Everybody, get on over there. TCESGPN, so you can get your special pick first time offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Okay, let's go. Troy, lead it off. Where you want to go for your underdog, higher or lower? Reminder, higher or lower. The underdog people are watching.
I'm not the one you have to remind here. I got through that about a year and a half ago. This one is nice. We lead right into it. Got a nice email from corporate. I like the higher on Norchad Omier to get 9.5 rebounds. He got 7 in that game in the Final Four against Sonogo and Caravan, and now he has neither of those guys to go up against down low. I like him to go higher than the 9.5.
So higher 9.5. Who'd you say?
Norchad Omier.
Oh, Norchad Omier. So get that in 19 minutes, everybody. That game tips off. 9.5 boards for Norchad. Mike, leg number 2.
I'm going to go with the Dean Smith Center and go with Seth Trimble over 14.5 points. I think or higher. God, I am going to get sued. No, but I will get better at this. I promise. I definitely am the worst one, I would say, at this. But I will go with Trimble higher. I think this is just going to be a boat race, or not really a boat race just for one team, but both teams. I expect some like NBA style pace here, going back and forth at the Dean Smith Center. So, and it's got to be Trimble and Davis from that team.
Kind of like that Sweet 16 game, back and forth. So, higher 14.5 points for Trimble. Troy.
This one kind of late. We're going out west to the Oregon USC game. USC can't rebound, and Nate Biddle's number is set at 8.5 rebounds. He's gone over this 3 straight games. We'll take the higher on the 8.5 rebounds here.
Higher 8.5
Nate
rebounds. What was his last name?
Biddle.
I
got to hope that I also got that one right from Cap's article, because I guess Ormir was in Cap's article. So haven't read that one yet, but I'll give him some credit.
Let's go. Next up, we got Mike for another leg.
Yes. I will go to the other ACC game, and I will take on rebounds. We're going to take the over for actually Cooper Flagg is shocking, or higher. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to walk off the set and just get higher. So yeah, give me the higher on Flagg rebounds. It's going to be a battle with him and Broom. So I'm excited for that matchup, and I think Flagg's got to show out. I'm nervous about Broom guarding him, but I think the number's too low for him not to go higher than this number.
What did you say the number was?
I saw 8.5. Am I mistaken? Is it up 8.5?
All right. So to recap, higher 9.5 rebounds for Omier, higher 14.5 points for Trimble in the Carolina game, higher 8.5 rebounds for Biddle over there in the Oregon USC game, and of course Cooper Flagg, higher 8.5 rebounds, 12-1. Get on over there, Underdog Fantasy, baby. Promo code TCE SGPN. And reminder to subscribe to the channel. The race for 15K is on. I see, 144 people watching this live. Get your lazy asses on over there and freaking smash that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you more and more content. If not, I ain't doing this pregame show anymore, and you guys are going to have to watch these corporate boring-ass shows that don't even talk about the games. They talk about all this other bullshit. So get on over there. Subscribe. It's free, and we'll bring you more and more content throughout the season. All right, next up, UVA, Florida. This game is awful, to be honest. Florida, the Gators are red hot. They're laying 17.5. I'm not going to overthink this. The ACC sucks. The SEC is awesome. Athletes versus Staples. Tony Bennett ain't walking through that door. Lay it.
Lay it. I agree with you. I don't trust this Virginia team whatsoever. I think they'll minimize possessions, which we might be a little worried about that number at first, just for how much they minimize possessions. But if they don't shoot shots, I mean, they're going to need some magical threes from McNeely on this team. Florida is just going to hopefully control this pace. And like we saw with Syracuse, Tennessee last night, what was it, 19.5, and it kind of froze around then. And then the news came out about the hand injury. So 22.5, and they kind of played good for the first half. I find this a similar game. Florida wins by 20 for sure.
interesting note: Youngblood and Mallet warming up right now for Alabama. We'll get to that game next.
Yeah, I was going to say here, UF has a gigantic rebounding advantage against UVA. UVA is like bottom 30 in overall rebounds. I think you lay it with Florida, and I think you kind of cover your ass by playing the under. I think maybe late in the game, UVA runs out of gas, and that's when Florida kind of pulls away and possibly covers this. But if they don't, I know it's only 132, but is UVA going to get more than like 55 points, 50 points?
Here's what I'm thinking. 70 to 50. I'm thinking a 70 to 50 type game. Like,
and that's
Virginia's going to do everything they can to slow it up and muck it up, but eventually they're going to force some things late when they got to score, and then Florida will just get out in transition and blow it open is the way I got it envisioned. Whoa. All right, let's go over to that game. Alabama versus North Carolina. I would say the game of the night, but there's like multiple games of the night here. So according to Trevor, I'm looking this up right now. I got Twitter on the left-hand side. And I do see the photos from a local beat reporter over there in the Dean Dome. Alabama guard Chris Youngblood is warming up tonight for Carolina. And also, it sounds like Mallet. I thought Mallet was going to – I don't know if Mallet's going to play. He may just be going through the warm-up routine. This could explain the line trickling down a little bit tonight or over the course of today, down from 2.5 to 2, and then right now currently at 1.5. I love home teams as much as anybody, and I think the ACC needs this game like blood, but I think Alabama's better. I think Alabama's got better guards, and I think they're going to be able to dictate the tempo, and I think that they just are more together than Carolina at this stage of the season. I know it is a revenge game for North Carolina coming off the Sweet 16 loss to Alabama, but I just think Alabama is a better program right now over the last couple of years than North Carolina. So give me a Roll Tide roll to make a statement. They've already been battle tested on the road too, so they're off a loss. I think they bounce back big here and beat Carolina in the Dean Dome.
Well,
Troy?
This one for me is just what Clark said. You play the over in this. I think both of these teams scored 90 points. 176 and a half. You play the over on that. UNC scores and allows points. Bama scores and allows points. And I don't really have I think Alabama's a better team, and I think the dumb smart play is just to take the points with them. But I feel better about playing the over, to be honest, even at that high number.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. This is probably I've been going back and forth, and I like the home team last night, just based off the home crowd. But I would tend to agree with both of you guys that Alabama's the solid team, and just well put together team versus North Carolina. I mean, RJ Davis has been there since I've been in college, but they've had the same team. This Alabama team. And another prop I like, and I'll go higher, is Grant Nelson. I think Grant Nelson's going to get it done, get and sneak by that 14.5. And I'll tend to agree with you on the over, Troy. But I'll side with the Tar Heels late, and hopefully I can get a better line live is what I'm hoping. I don't want to pre this game.
Another note, this is not Alabama's first true road game. So a lot of these teams are hitting the road for the first time. Bama obviously went to Purdue and took that L. So let's get on over there to this one. This might be the game of the night. I know everybody loves Duke and Auburn for other reasons. But in terms of like styles and matchups and coaching, I think my favorite game of the night is Marquette versus Iowa State in Hilton. Now, with that said, I think Iowa State's going to pull away late. I think that building is just so electric, and they're so good in that building in Hilton. It's especially when we get deeper and deeper into the season. I just think Marquette, they've been overachieving. It kind of feels like a scheduled loss here. They've already won at Maryland. They beat Georgia down in the Bahamas. They beat Purdue. They've been playing big game after big game. Iowa State just in that building. I think Lipsy and those guards, Gilbert and Jones, make shots. And I think Iowa State pulls away late and wins by 10.
Do we see the two teams are both 5-0 to the over in the last 5 games, and they're combining for like 171 points, and it's set at 152.5? And I understand that Iowa State's probably going to try with their style to muck it up a little bit. Do we think that Hilton slows them down that much, though? I feel like the over is kind of the play here.
I mean, Maryland's a tough place to play to a certain degree, but it's not like this building.
No,
this building's a different animal. So I don't know. If they've been both going over, I think I probably would take the under.
Yeah, switch up on them.
Yeah,
I was with you, Troy, on the Pump Fake pod last night. I actually said the over just because of just how fast Iowa State's been playing. Not the normal Iowa State pace of play that we know, but they got some superstars. So, but then I was like, you know what? Do I trust Marquette to score? I hate fading Shaka Smart, especially as a 5-point underdog. I saw Terrell tweeted that, and I was like, I'd have to agree with that. But I'd have to go with Mac. I think they sneak by. I'm nervous about I think the over's the right play, but I think I'd rather take Iowa State's team total just based on the spot that I think they get by and win by 8 to 12 points. But it's a much closer game than that towards the end.
Yeah, I do think you lay this with Iowa State, though.
You do make a good point about Iowa State is scoring the ball way more than they.
Yeah, they're not the same. They're not the
same. No, they're not.
I'm definitely playing this over.
Superstars, finally. Iowa State always felt like it was a cohesive team. They always had maybe one, but this is like where they got like some ballers, which is awesome.
Absolutely. All right, chat. Get on over there. Reminder, we'll do a chat Q&A at the end where we'll rapid fire some games. But we got a couple other heavy hitters to get to. Kansas, Creighton. Sounds like Kalkbrenner's going to play from what I read.
Well, that was my
line's at
3.5. 4 now.
Yeah, 3.5, 4. I'm on Creighton. Kansas first true road spot. You know how electric it gets in Omaha. I think Creighton's going to pull off the upset and knock off number 1 tonight. And I think they make shots in that building. Pop Isaacs, Ashworth, and company. So give me the Blue Jays to get it done against the Jayhawks.
I hate to do it because I said yesterday, the play here was just if Kalkbrenner's playing, I think he can frustrate Hunter Dickinson. And if he's not, then I think Hunter Dickinson looks like that, college all-star that will be selling used cars here in 7 to 8 months. But if Kalk's going to play, and I brought this up yesterday, when Texas Tech stomped Kansas on Big Monday, Pop Isaacs was like 1 of 9 and 0 of 6 from the 3-point line and had a horrible game. I feel like he probably wants to perform a little bit better than that. I'll take the points too. This is a full Benedict within 24 hours of our last show.
I mean, it helps to know that Kalkbrenner's playing. That's kind of a big piece in the handicap.
Yeah, I think it's the right number, and I mean the +4 is I'll take that. I did not rip the money line, but it's something to take a look at during this game, and you can get a feel for it. Juwan Harris is a baller, but this Dickinson guy, I agree. Enterprise is calling your name. Something's calling your name, Dickinson, and it ain't the NBA, I don't think. So, I'd love to see this Kansas team lose for the first time, and it's always something about a number 1 seed going into a tough place to play, and Creighton's got to be able to control the pace here and hit shots, something they haven't done. So I expect the tide to turn.
And Clark, I agree with Clark. This is like a random game where Creighton will bang in like 15 threes. Like, they remember UConn last year where they just blew them out, where they made everything. I feel like it's that kind of night for the Blue Jays. Pitt, Mississippi State off of their first loss out of the year down there against Butler in that tournament here. I love Hail State here. They're laying. It still is at 5.5. It really has not teetered. I thought it might go up to 6, but Hail State all day. Pitt back-to-back road spot off the overtime miracle win at Ohio State. They're super banged up, and I think that Mississippi State defense gets them across the finish line. Eat your Pitt. Let's go Hail State.
I have a rule on this show. If my dog starts barking, I have to take the dog and Benedict. But I'm gonna Benedict on this one, and Benedict, my little 8-pound Brussels Griffin. Screw Pitt here. I think Mississippi State. You see all the analytics sites; they got this number a lot closer, but the books have just kind of froze it at that 5.5, 6.5 number.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a smash spot for Mississippi State. They win by like a complete controlled defensive game, and James gets what is this? That'll be Pittsburgh's first loss, right? No, they lost one.
No, they lost to Wisconsin.
That Mississippi State defensive performance against Butler doesn't kind of scare you a little bit?
No, I think if anything, it's a bounce back because it's kind of an outlier for me. I mean, Jans is going to get them to defend.
And we also know that Mac hasn't been that good fading Pitt in any sports so far this year.
Oh, bullshit. They lost 5 in a row down the stretch of football. They fucking suck.
Got you back to even.
7-0. They're getting
Got
ready
you back
to
to even.
Yeah. They're getting ready to go on like a freaking skid here with the rest of the ACC.
Mississippi State worries me here. I think they win this game by less than 5.5. I'll take the points, but I don't think this is a money line play. I think Mississippi State wins by like 2 or 3.
They were beating the crap out of that. I feel like they were beating the crap out of Utah, and then Utah kind of came back. I think so. I don't know. Maybe a first half play on Mississippi State.
Interested to hear your guys' take on this one. Texas, NC State. The line's just been sitting at 2.5.
Is this a get back game for the Pussy Pack?
Oh, I hate betting NC State. I'm not just saying that because you guys
just like. It seems like it's the right side, but I'm going to take Texas. I feel like this is just like all these other ACC, SEC games where NC State's going to lead the game for 30 minutes, but they're not going to be able to hold on, and Texas's athletes just wear them down, and they get across the finish line and win by 5 or 6 at the end. I think NC State's way overrated still coming off that Final Four year. I think everybody – still think that they're average, man. They're not very good. Give me Texas.
Feel like this is a Pussy Pack get back game.
I mean, the line suggests that, but there were some ones that suggested it last night with the ACC, and they caved in the last 4 minutes.
I don't know. I just don't like Rodney Terry. I guess. Some bad taste in my mouth. I'll take the points with NC State. I'll fall for the trap. Riding with the Pussy Pack.
I'll take Texas, but I like the under here better actually. I'm seeing 148.5 on DraftKings, so shop around because FanDuel has 146.5. Those scumbags. So yeah, I just think the defensive pace here, they're forcing average possession length is the longest on defense. I know that offensively their pace might be a little more strong, but I think defense comes in big, especially in this Texas game for this Texas team. It's Rodney Terry versus Kevin Keats. I guess Kevin Keats got a Final Four appearance, so it's pick one or the other. I guess this is a coin flip game.
They both suck. And Rodney Terry's got an Elite Eight his first year, so I guess he's got that going for him. All right, game of the night, if you like the TMZ side of it, Auburn. Duke laying 3.5 now, up from 2.5. Back-to-back games that Duke's got a little steam on game day. They went up from 3.5 to 4.5 against Kansas. I think Duke covers this one. I think this is the Auburn scheduled loss off of Maui. They've been playing in big game after big game after big game. I think the Cameron Crazies, I'm going to respect the building and take Cameron Indoor here to cover this number.
Does this one smell kind of stinky?
What, that Duke is favored by as
like
much
it's
as they are?
pretty much telling you the fact that they're favored by 3.5.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought it would be closer to 1. Yeah, I think it is suggesting it.
I'm going to take the points with a better team.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I went back and forth. Another game I went back and forth on this one, but I think Auburn is just the better team, and I hate fading the home court. So give me the over on the points, just because I think it's just a little too low. If you like both teams, you keep going back and forth. I'm like, all right, I'd rather just root for some buckets and maybe even in a little overtime to get it over. So yeah, I'll take the over and go with the Titans.
This is a classic Bruce Pearl's going to be way sweatier than John Shire, and the sweaty coach always wins handicap.
And I'll say this to maybe Benedict myself. This is Bruce Pearl's first time in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Trevor said that last night, so good call out, Trevor.
You want to go to the filthiest game of the night? Oregon can do no wrong. Undefeated, 8-0. Just won 3 games in Vegas. USC, they fucking suck. And they're only getting 6 at home in the Big Ten opener. Hold the nose. Give me USC. Give me USC in the ultimate letdown spot. I think it's a 3-point game. I feel like Oregon gets out of there alive with they make their free throws, win by 4.
This one makes absolutely no sense to ever bet anything but Oregon, right? Like USC can't do anything right. They're bottom 10 in rebounding. Trojans money line.
Yeah. So I'm with you, Troy. I said this about ODU. It's just they're growth teams. USC is not impressive. First Big Ten game of the year, which is just – I was watching that Big Ten game last night, UCLA Washington, like what in the heck is going on? This is just putrid. But I would rather just not take the points and pray for the money line, and I'll take the TMZ school and the University of Spoiled Children over the $1.5 million winners. How are they going to spend their money? You think they spent their money after
Strippers and cocaine? That's easy.
I love that Bartholomew guy. He's a baller, but yeah, I'll take the spot here versus the better team.
David said Muss's wife is no Courtney Love. Shit. Shout out to Muss. All right, Q&A. Let's fire away. I think we just got a couple, so throw a couple in there, guys. First up, I got. Is this South Dakota or South Dakota State, David? I'm on Montana against. I like the home Grizz here against the Jackrabbits. How about you guys? Getting 2, down to 2 from 3 last night.
Yeah, I'd go with Montana. I actually like South Dakota, the Bearcats, I believe, whatever the other school up there, and the under in that game. It kind of steamed down. I took the under 155.5. It's already down to 152. So say bye to that bet. Just don't think Idaho State's pace can compare. So I will go South Dakota and Montana and battle the rivals.
This one almost seems like a dead 50-50 coin flip game, to be completely honest. So I think if you're going to play South Dakota, you just play them on the money line.
Okay.
Feel better about taking the points for sure if you're playing that spread with the Grizz. But if you are going to just addressing the South Dakota money line bet, I think that's a smart way to do it. Only 2.5 points. Don't even worry about them covering that. Just play the money line a little bit, juice down.
Fairfield Rider. Fairfield's only getting 2. I'll juice it up and take the money line minus 130 with Fairfield at home. Chris Casey and company. Give me the Stags.
Yeah, go Stags.
John.
Riders pretty good conference wise, but yeah, give me the Stags. I like this team. This team's always fighting, even if they're down like 10 points. They come back and make it a game.
Yeah, I like Fairfield here. I forgot what their spread was against Fairleigh Dickinson. I think it was 4.5, and they just didn't cover by a hook, but it might have been 3.5 by the time it tipped. Yeah, I feel like the 133.5 on the over under.
Okay. This one, Troy. I'm worried about this game for our Cowboys. Going to Tulsa. I think
I'm worried about this game too.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's overachieved here. I'm on Tulsa plus 6 here. How about you?
Yeah, I think
like little brother angle.
I think you take the points here. And we kind of brought this up yesterday on the Big 12 show. Oklahoma State's one of those teams that they don't really have that home field or home court advantage that Gallagher-Iba used to have, but they're still a significantly different team on the road than they are at home. I think you take the points here.
Yeah, take the points. Little brother angle. Also, respect the Oklahoma State for going into Tulsa and playing this game. I love when teams get out of their little home bubble. But yeah, I think Tulsa gets up for this game. They're definitely not the better team, but Oklahoma State isn't something either impressive, especially defensively or offensively. So yeah, give me Tulsa by 6 points.
How about the Bengals of Idaho going to the other South Dakota? So yeah, we got a Summit Big West, Big Sky challenge here tonight. I'm on another home team. Give me the Coyotes. I think that they're actually pretty good at home. I took all the home teams in that challenge for what it's worth.
Yeah, the Coyotes, you got it. Yeah, South.
3.5 is.
Got up.
Yeah, I like 3.5 is not too big for me to lay that with South Dak.
No, and I think Idaho State, they got up for those like random games that they played early on in the year, but I think South Dakota is actually a really good team and one of the better mid-major schools and one of their better teams that they've had in a few years.
If you've won some money on Idaho State, now might be the time to just go ahead and quit that until the beginning of next year.
Furman line reeks. I'm on Gulf Coast. I think Gulf Coast is finding their stride here. Only getting 2.5. You got Furman off the fog. Give me Gulf Coast here as a home little puppy plus 2.5.
Man, FGCU is just not a team you can fucking put your finger on, though.
Yeah, and they're off 2 back-to-back wins. I like the Paladins here on the short spread.
Just went to FAU and won the game, and they're getting points at home, though. Is it telling you, or do you just take the value?
They are what, 3-5, playing a 7-1 team.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it might be come back down to earth for the Seagulls.
I'm getting a kick out of the chat yelling that or saying that UConn, because UConn does a tradition where they stand until they score. It's 16.5 minutes left in the first half, and they're still standing.
They look horrible.
Baylor's up a touchdown early, 7-0. So good job, Dave Aranda, having the guys ready to play, Troy. Let's go to Louisiana Tech, Memphis. I like La Tech here. This is a nice fade spot of Memphis coming off Maui. And La Tech's off an embarrassing ass loss to Southern on Saturday. They've been playing really good basketball prior to that. I think it's a close your eyes, take the 12.5. I think Memphis wins by 6 or 7.
I don't know. Feel like, I can see this at an 11.5 right now. I want to lay it with Memphis, but it does kind of seem like that close your eyes moment. Don't really have that would be the best pick that I have on this one is a 100% lean, but I still think Memphis might cover this.
100% lean.
It's a lean lock.
Go Tigers. LA Tech, they won't have enough possessions, and I think Memphis will try to limit possessions for LA Tech. So yeah, one of those hold your nose. I didn't really like it at all to take it though.
Fresno at home. I saw somebody saying, what's the angle on Fresno tonight? Well, you got San Diego State, who played 3 hard-ass games in Vegas. They were laying 14.5 last night. It's down to 13. That's too many for San Diego State, in my opinion. And I think Fresno is well coached now. First-year head coach there. I think they've actually looked a lot better, more improved. I like Fresno here as a home dog late. I know Colby called for a sprinkle on the money line. I don't hate that. San Diego State is still a little bit young, hitting the road here off the Vegas trip. But yeah, give me Fresno all day here as a dog.
I feel like this is another one where you just play the money line and hope. Like this is a root for it play.
What on Fresno? Because what are
because you don't
plus 675.
Yeah, you don't have to play that much on it, and you can just kind of root with the hope of even if you lose, it's not that big of a setback.
Right. Yeah. I don't love the 12.5, and I hate fading Dutcher. And I've watched this Fresno State team. They're okay. They're nothing too excited about. Very mid-tier in my opinion. First conference game for the Mountain West or whatever they're going to be here next year. So, I like that play angle, Troy. I'd rather just sprinkle money line, but I think the number's too big for San Diego State.
Mike and Troy, Craig wants to know if you want to do a little RuPaul blue ball money line.
RuPaul blue balls.
No, I think Texas
feels like a fucking drill spot in Lubbock.
Yeah, it does. And I don't think Texas Tech's anything to write home about, but tough spot for DePaul, and Chris Holtmann needs to get these guys up, and I don't think they've played anyone up to Texas Tech's caliber.
I think it's a welcome to reality. Virgil, G-Dub, American, 4.5. I like American, man. I think American's been playing better quietly. Winners of 3 or 4 in a row. Getting them at home. I know it's crosstown. This is a little brother. And GW, I think, is a little bit overvalued at 7-1. So give me the American Eagles in D.C. to get it done over G-Dub.
I think American's a better program than G-Dub.
Well,
I'll play that culture pick.
They have, I mean, they do have a lot of seniors from last year's pretty good team.
I wrote this. I circled this for the money line parlay. This is one of my finalists. So yeah, I'd have to agree with American and go with the country over the president.
The Tommies are hitting the road. I fade the Tommies when they leave the Shoenecker. They're going to Northern Colorado. I lay the 4.5 with my Golden Bears. How about you guys?
Don't really have the greatest pick on this one. Tommies are kind of a bit tested, I guess. I mean, they played a couple of Big 12 teams. Don't really feel anything too great about this. Probably just lay it with the home team, though.
Yeah, St. Thomas just shot lights out. Given they played Chicago State and they covered the numbers, so I'd have to go with NoCo at home.
All right, I think that does it for the chat. Wags asked New Mexico State money line. I do like New Mexico State. Losers of 3 in a row. Back down there at home where they're always good. I also like the Lobos tonight in a smash spot back at the Pit. How about you guys?
Well, the Pits, that's just a TCE culture. Everybody in the chat and everybody that works for TCE just understands the value of the Pit. You always play the Pit. That song from fucking Parks and Recreation when Chris Pratt's singing like I fell into the pit. We got to get that on the soundboard.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have enough shit on that fucking soundboard.
Well, you know,
that thing's like that thing's got to be a full production music set because there's a lot of different ones. Take the Pit. But I'll give another play for the New Mexico State game. I like the over in this. It kind of shot up. It's already steamed up to 139, but both these teams foul a lot. So, and I think ACU will not be able to keep up. They will get an ACU.
All right. That does it for the chat. Best bets, moneyline parlay. We'll do a quick score recap because we got games tipping. Fucking Harvard. I bet Harvard tonight. I thought that this was a good spot. They get out early. They were up 6 or 7. Now they're down 3. Actually, just cut it to 1 right at the end of the break. So that's going to be a 1-point lead at the half. I'm on Albany, +5. They're up 5 on Columbia. Baylor, UConn, 9-6 early. Noah was a brave soul last night and locked up Doug Gottlieb. Doug, no watch film Gottlieb, laying points on the road. They're down 10-4 to Ooey Pooey early. Maryland's up 12-6 on the Buckeyes early, and the Airport up on FAU at 10-4 early as a home dog. So let's get into best bets. I'm a hater. I'm fading this fairy tale miracle win in Columbus. I'm taking Hail State as my favorite play tonight. Eat shit, Pitt. I'm so sick of this fucking team. Hail State,
play, the WB guy.
Yeah, revenge from the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. Back-to-back road spot. Damian Dunn's out. Pitt's banged up as well at the other guard positions. Hail State should be able to choke them out at the hump defensively, in my opinion.
I'll take another favorite. You guys are on the Big 12 experience. Give me Iowa State 5.5 against Marquette. Hate fading Shot Smart, like I said, but I think the place will get up. And this is one that they sneak by and win by 8-12 for a competitive game.
I like that.
I like doing Iowa State to cover and Texas Tech to cover together. Feel like it's 2 drill spots, especially with the Big 12 looking pretty crap last night with their 2 losses.
Yeah.
I also think the best bet is the stinkiest bet alive, and that's take the points with NC State at home. Pussy pack forever.
I'll tell you one I hopped on. It reeks, and I got to go offshore to get this one because I'm in the state of Virginia. I'm on the Hokies, actually. Vanderbilt laying points on the road. I mean, come on! Like at some point, like some of these teams, we got to sell them. Laying that dead number is what I like to say, 5.5. I think the Hokies. I could see the Hokies doing exactly what Miami did last night: lead the entire way, 38, 39 minutes, then just fold like little bitches, like the ACC is. So, yeah, I'm on the Hokies plus 5.5. Let's go to Moneyline Parlay. Mike, you kind of teased it. You like American for your favorite dog?
Yeah, I'll take American. I had a few circled, and that was one of the finalists. I think it's I like going for a little longer than 4.5 on these, but something stuck out about American, especially at home.
Okay.
Should we just take Alabama as a dog?
Get a bigger one. There's so many options here.
Well, I mean, I like the Pussy Pack too. I don't know if you guys want to put that in a parlay, though. Like, is that worth a parlay?
I mean, if the Pussy Pack winning is not going to shock me at all. It's Texas. They're fucking front runners, and when they hit the road, they can choke. I did see that tickets were kind of low, though. It was like going for like $2 tickets. People are out on the Pussy Pack. Let me plug this in. So what did we say? We went
16-6 Baylor right now.
Yeah, Baylor's got better players.
I was going to say, if you did play anything on UConn and you still think they're going to win, at what point in time do you just put a little bit more on the money line and hope they come back?
I'm not doubling.
I'm not saying that I would do it. I'm just, if you've already got some money locked up on UConn, you probably got a chance.
I'm watching them play, and they can't make a pass. They can't even pass the ball.
Save your fucking money. I think Baylor is going to
order dominoes instead.
Blow their doors off here in the second half. They just have better players. I mean, UConn goes through one of those crazy like halves where the building wills them to a win, but like just watching these rosters, the eye test, as we like to say, and there's a lot of eye tests being thrown around in college football. The eye test right now of what I'm watching, Baylor is significantly better and has better players. So we went American, NC State. Where's American? All right, plus 160. Troy, if you have a bigger dog, you can throw it in there. But
about
Trojans.
Spoiled Children, University of Spoiled Children,
University of Spoiled Children, Trojans.
Is Tulsa live? Nah, I don't want to root for that one. Give me Creighton.
Creighton.
Like this time of year, man, I just like to take buildings. That it's hard as fuck to win in Omaha. It's in the middle of nowhere, as Rothstein likes to say. Kansas has been beating everybody. They're off the Duke win in Vegas. I like the fade teams coming off Vegas. They got Missouri, the border war on deck. It kind of feels like Kansas is going to have their one out-of-conference loss here, and it'll come in Omaha. So Omaha, 13-1 of NC State, American, and Creighton, guys. That's not a bad one. All right, gents. Games are rocking and rolling, everybody. We'll see you guys in a couple hours. Hold on one second. I ate dinner right before, so like sometimes I get the hiccups while I'm hosting the show. So I got to bring my cold one with me, my famous red cup that I travel with. bring it to the in-laws for Thanksgiving. So guys, appreciate it in the chat. I mean, I saw 166 people watching this live. This thing is growing each and every day. And when we get to January and February, when it's all college hoops, this thing is going to be blown up just like the preview and pick show from that we do every single night. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels, the main sports gambling podcast, the Big 12 experience with Troy and I. Rush will be back on Friday. We'll break down Big 12 title game. We may even break down some of the other championship games just because we only have one game to cover. Make sure you guys go check out the Pump Fake Pod. Mike, when do you guys go live for the Pump Fake Pod?
Always like a little before you guys, about around 10:30 Eastern. And then
every night, or is it three or
sporadic? 4? Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 nights a week. Normally Monday through Wednesday, and then like a Saturday morning show. We'll get those going again.
Beautiful. Yeah, make sure you guys check out that. Mike, Nick, Trevor, our rotating cast of guests. Capper will be on again this week. Go check out all his Underdog content. Go check out Troy. He tweets out Underdog picks and whatever else he's thinking about that night. He may give you a life lesson on Twitter. So you never know what you're going to get. So make sure you follow at Troy Tuning, at Michael_Huffer3. I'm at Moneyline_Mac. We'll be back in a couple hours after this unbelievable college basketball night. The show will be around midnight tonight because the last game tips at 10:30. So we'll see you then after Auburn and Duke. Appreciate it, guys. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, help us help you. This is the College Basketball Experience. Let's have a hell of a night, everybody. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Go Pussy Pack.
Shout out to Trim. I like it. Bully culture. Like the fucking stream. Smash.
You pussies.
Eat shit
Eat shit pit. Horns down. Horns down.